Hey guys, so today I'm gonna talk about Inozetek. Um, I got my Rolls Royce Phantom wrapped with a Inozetek wrap about 18 months ago, give or take, but about 18 months. And I just wanted to tell you guys my experience, what it's been with this wrap and how it goes. So, Inozetek is pretty much the most expensive wrap you can get out there. I mean, well, there are a few others, like there's the Swarovski covered one and that sort of thing. But in general, this is probably the most expensive wrap you're able to get, and the reason being is because of the finish. The finish of the wrap, it literally looks like it's factory painted paint. So it's pretty remarkable in that sense, and um, it, it, that's pretty amazing. But there are a lot of drawbacks to having a Inozetek, and I'm going to share those drawbacks with you guys, so that way, if you guys are in the market of getting your car wrapped, you know what you're getting yourself into. So, I obviously, as you can see, I got this wrap for my Rolls Royce Phantom. This car is definitely not my daily driver. This car is barely driven, and it's garage kept. Um, and for 18 months it still looks great, doesn't look faded, there's no fading, which I'd be surprised if there was, because like I said, the car literally barely gets driven and it's barely out there in the sun. So that being said, there are some major drawbacks with the Inozetek. One of the things that I've noticed that I feel is a defect of their product, and it's a huge issue, is the adhesiveness of the wrap. So the ability of the wrap to stay um, on the car properly is not very good. Um, in the first few months of owning the car, not owning the car, having the wrap on the car, the front part of the car had to be rewrapped. I think it was twice. And the final time they did this, which I wasn't too happy about, but apparently that's what they could do, because they couldn't keep it on the panel due to adhesive issues. So as you can tell, there's a division here. This was all once one piece, this whole part all the way through here. But instead, what they had to do, because it couldn't keep its adhesiveness like most wraps, they had to cut this into parts, which I don't like. I think it looks like shit. I'd rather have it look like one part, so it looks like it's factory. So because of that, this had to be rewrapped twice, and on each side. So on this side and on this side. So that's not something that I'm too pleased about. But whatever. But the point is their adhesiveness sucks. But you think, okay, things happen. Maybe it's just a one-time thing. Not quite. So here you have this part, right? See that? It's not supposed to do that. That's because the adhesiveness on this wrap sucks. There's no reason. There's no adequate reason why this should be happening. But it is happening. So that's a very negative thing, and it's occurring in other parts of the car, which is extremely disappointing. When you're quote unquote buying the best, and it's you're dropping $8,000 to get your car rewrapped. You expect it to look good and stay looking good for a while, right? So that's one negative part, but that's not the worst part of the Inozetek wrap. The worst part of the Inozetek wrap is the fact that Inozetek is a very small company, and their batch runs are very limited. So what that means is, let's say you get your car wrapped, right? And let's say you start having issues like this, you know, a year later, 2 years later, there's a decent chance that they're going to tell you what they told me, where it's, we no longer have that particular batch, so now you basically got to get the whole car rewrapped in a new wrap because it's not going to match. So guess what? Yeah, that $8,000 that you spent doesn't matter. You're gonna have to spend several thousand more just to have your car look proper again. And I think that's bullshit, but unfortunately that's what it is. So imagine this. Imagine you have your Porsche or whatever the hell, and you get it wrapped. And you get it wrapped in gray, because they have a gray that's pretty popular with Porsches. And your Porsche gets into a minor fender bender, and a panel gets destroyed. Well, guess what? There's a good chance that you might go to your wrapper and be like, hey, I need this rewrapped. And instead of your wrapper telling you, okay, well, I'm going to charge you X for that one panel, he's going to tell you, well, Inozetek no longer makes that exact color, so we can't even match it. So guess what, guy? You're going to have to end up getting the whole car rewrapped. And they're not going to do it for free. Inozetek that I know of, well, I know they don't, because I'm going to attach a text message between the wrapper and the Inozetek. But Inozetek doesn't care. They'll sell you more stuff, but they don't care that they no longer make that product. So I find that to be pretty shitty, just because you're buying the most expensive shit. It's quote unquote top brand, but they don't have enough sense to arrange for these types of issues, So that's been my experience with the Inozetek. As far as finish, this is the best. Like the finish of the car or of the wrap is remarkable. It looks fantastic. I love it. But unfortunately, the fact that it's not very adhesive and it can't stick to the car is a huge issue. And the fact that they have small batch runs is also a huge issue. Because unless you have no issues rewrapping your car in the short term, then it sucks. So, all right, guys, I just wanted to share my experience with you guys. And if you guys have had, experiences with Inozetek, feel free to share, because I am curious to see if anybody else has had any other types of experiences with Inozetek, or with other brands like 3M, Vivid, Avery, any other brands. Feel free to comment. It's always great for the community to share their experiences so we can learn from them and avoid issues. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.